93 FM. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with the A team to talk about the Premier League happening this weekend and other leagues. In other leagues, in La Liga, the title race is still on in the La Liga. Even in the Serie A, we are going to talk about some of those games happening there throughout the weekend and the Nigerian MPFL too. Good morning, Nonso. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. Interesting weekend. We are hoping to see a revamped Rangers this weekend, and perhaps we're hoping to see one of the biggest football or the best football in a London derby this weekend. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show, guys. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning, my people, football maniacs. Welcome to the show. Who is going to win this game today? City, Brighton.
Okay, let's see who's going to win our game. I'm going to give you the fixtures of the games happening in the EPL. But first, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. When you go there, please subscribe to our channel. We are always live here Monday to Saturday here on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Okay, the fixtures of the Premier League happening this weekend on Saturday. There are no early kickoffs today. Every game starts by 4 p.m. Everton will host West Ham. Ipswich Town will play Nottingham Forest. Manchester City will play Brighton. Southampton will play Wolves. And the final game of today is Bournemouth will host Brentford. And the final game for today, for tomorrow, Arsenal will play Chelsea at the Emirates. Fulham will take on Tottenham Hotspur. Then Leicester will play Manchester City. There is the Carabao Cup finals tomorrow, and Liverpool is going to be playing Newcastle in the Carabao Cup finals tomorrow by 5:30. So let's see who is going to be the champion of that competition. Okay, let's start with the Premier League though before we talk about the Carabao Cup. Today we have fixtures, even though the top only City is playing today. So let's start with City. City and Brighton are playing today. Both of them are looking to qualify for the Champions League next season. It's going to be a tough game for Pep Guardiola. You know, if it's like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we'll be expecting somehow for Man City to win, but this season has been different for them in the Premier League. If you look at that game now, so what do you think will happen in this game, Man City and Brighton?
The usual. Who runs the most? Who passes the ball most? Who plays with intent gets the win. It's not about passing the ball and always side passing and passing back to the goalkeeper. Just like Ajax in the midweek, playing all the passes and yet not getting into the opposition's half at all. So this is what will happen in this game. If you pass around and you don't go into the opposition's half, you don't cause threats, you don't cause trouble, you don't make noise, let alone create chances in the position's half, you're not coming up with a win in this one. So I believe Man City has the opportunity, the players, to make those runs, to make those passes. I also believe Brighton has more players to make more runs. And it's not depending on who wants it the most, because Brighton are looking for a place in Europe this week, this season. While for next season, they're looking for a place in Europe. Man City is looking for top 4.
Okay, John, if you look at that game, if you look at City playing, we was talking about Haaland. Haaland is, I think, a few goal and assist for him to reach 100 goal and assist. Now he's talking about Haaland, Pep Guardiola talking about Haaland, what Haaland has brought to this City side. Even though this season has been somehow, but if you look at the way him and Haaland has gelled for the past 2 seasons, come on, he has been a superstar for him.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't undermine Haaland's impact in the team. You can't really also play down his importance with regards to the fact that he has been a phenomenal signing, you know. And when you can come into a club in your first season, you score over 30 goals. Your second season, in an off season, you're scoring over 30 goals as well. It tells you that, yes, you are a top talent. And then again, for this encounter, is not going to be about who runs. It's going to be about who is most clinical, because we've seen games where somebody has run like a headless chicken, and at the end of the day, no productivity. And I keep saying it, but I'm going to come back to it and highlight it again today. Pep Guardiola has a fondness for making some crazy decisions. For example, the willingness to keep playing this man in the right back position, Nunes, and then the willingness to keep playing Bernardo Silva off position in that midfield, and then some key players that is leaving out of the squad. So for me, nothing they shock me again, nothing they fear me again. Anything we want to make season and more carry our FA Cup. No,
the song don't change. Let me fight in the role again.
Come on, everyone knows that they cannot win the Premier League.
No, you don't know the FA Cup. Now when we said the show was 4 in a row, baby, we were doing 5 in a row. It don't change to FA Cup.
Which one you don't do?
I don't know.
Which trophy you don't carry? You don't win Premier League.
John, the song don't change.
Have you won the Premier League?
John,
This
as
has
the
changed.
as the
Everybody
song.
knows that
If
they
you
won.
don't want Premier League, pump the guy. Simple.
Because
Don't
the
be
energy,
coming to
the
table.
energy, the energy,
You
the
never
energy
win
where you
nothing.
start, the energy where
Leave
you
the
start the
table.
season
Simple.
5 in a row until it clear for your eye.
Leave am for me.
Until it clear for your eye.
Leave
Now
am
the
for
song
me.
towards the end of season, just so can't change.
Okay.
Wetin
Why?
you don carry?
Okay, no. So
Wetin you
Why?
don
if
carry?
you're a City fan,
Mm.
so and you start this season,
Mm.
what will you be singing?
If I'm a City fan,
Yes.
if
If you're a City fan and you started this season, what will you be singing?
I'm not gonna sing 5 in a row.
Why?
We are fighting for the trophy.
After winning 4 straight.
5
We are
in a
fighting
row,
for-
straight
No,
up.
because
That's
see,
the thing.
Last, you understand? say-
Unless
You
you are
understand,
not a true fan.
See,
Unless
you
maybe,
understand,
like for
say-
example, now you
Wait.
are a pseudo Man U fan, a pseudo Real Madrid fan, a pseudo Liverpool fan. Your name na pseudo. You don't get any base, right? So
okay.
it's okay for you to engage on every other
Okay,
thing.
but
But
I
if
did-
you are a
but
true,
look at it.
if you are a true citizen,
when I was
nothing for
going
you.
for the Europa League semi-finals the first time
Mm.
against Frankfurt, I said I was going to win it,
Okay.
and I lost against Frankfurt in the semi-final.
Okay.
We went to Europe Conference League. I said from beginning of season, it's our own. The next season, I said we are going to win it and qualify for Europa the next season. And next season, when season start, I say this season go start, we go for hyper. We go win now. Now the first thing we go win them. After that we go win them. The first 2 matches we were playing unbeaten until we lost in the semi-finals.
Okay, let me ask you a
So
question.
I'm not after like group stage.
Let me ask you a
The
question.
stage,
again.
the song
If
changed.
West Ham wins the Europa League or the Conference League, 4 in a row.
We don't win Conference League. Talk about Europa League.
Okay, if
Because now they my targets they now.
my own is that if West Ham wins the Europa League 3 in a row or 4 in a row, what will you be singing for next season?
If West Ham wins Europa League 3 in a row,
Yes.
we are here again to take it.
So
But
that is not
but
bad.
I know
Short.
see, understand. We are here to take it.
Yeah.
But I will acknowledge the fact that they are contenders. John did not acknowledge any other person.
Bro,
See what I
You acknowledge.
do I understand?
You
the
understand?
only reason why you acknowledge contender is because, let me say, remember the season Liverpool pushed us to the final point, the final day, right? We acknowledge them for that season, but coming into this season, the way the season started, nobody expected that fall of 1. 2, nobody expected that Liverpool will be more consistent than Arsenal, because the fall off from Arsenal as well has been crazy as well.
Okay, let's get your prediction for that game. Man City and Brighton. Who wins?
Straight win, Man City.
And also draw.
Okay, draw. Everton is going to play in West Ham by 4 p.m. If you look at that game, Moyes has done well since he took over the Everton team. Well, this guy, what's his name? Potter has actually done well too for West Ham. So both of them are going to play Premier League next season. Probably, I don't think that any of them will play continental football. But in this game, what are we expecting? A draw win for
a
West
win
Ham?
for Everton, yes.
No,
West Ham woes continue.
If they rush to Bagbele,
West Ham woes continue on the night
if
or
you
on
look
the
at the
afternoon.
table, we are not far apart. 33, 32, 33 points.
Na relegation battle all of una dey.
And we don't even take conversation, because conversation of relegation are like 7 points.
Now because this season, points between relegation teams was very poor. On a normal, this is relegation points battle.
Normally, na relegation point battle be this. Where person wey dey for last, they carry 30 something points. But when person dey for last, they get 9 points. Wetin na me go take the fourth? Let me go take the fourth. Start 30, they dash out everybody points.
Okay.
In this one now, I'm going against a tough side, against an opponent that knows the club, that knows how the club sets up to play. Forget the fact that I say Graham Potter is changed. He not change anything. He not really change anything. The little we just add to that dressing room, like just a little bit of ginger and a little bit of make we run. Because if you look at the way they played against Moyes, they ran against for Moyes, but they didn't run much. If you look at the way they played against Lopetegui, nobody was making runs.
Wow.
So Moyes knows the club and sees that they know how to set up, and he only increased the pace.
Who wins in this game?
I'm West Ham all day.
Okay, John is talking about Everton will win. Okay, the big boys. Okay, the Champions League guys, they are trying to qualify for the Champions League for the first time in a very, very long time. They have won the Champions League in their history. Talking about Nottingham Forest,
back to back.
They go to Ipswich Town to play Ipswich. But if you look at Ipswich, they are relegation bound. But they need to start picking up 3 points. Still possible. They still have 10 more games to go. So if they can win, maybe 5. and maybe they can qualify, but they need to start picking up points. But they are playing a Nottingham Forest side that are high in speed because they beat Manchester City last week, so they are going away to Ipswich. We are expecting Nottingham Forest to win, but anything can happen in the Premier League.
Of course, anything can happen in the Premier League, but I think the Ipswich ship has already sailed. I don't. The best they will do is score an early goal. QED. They've go look at their record of run of games. They've not had a good running of game. And then secondly, Nottingham Forest wouldn't be scared of these guys, even though they are playing away from home. So it's going to be a straight out win on Nottingham Forest side, unless they pay Ipswich too much respect. Because if you do that, in terms of you are not running as much as you should be running, you are not closing down opponents, taking chances, you are sitting back, conserving. And you give this guy momentum is switch in the favor of Ipswich, who will be more attacking.
Okay, now so who wins in this game?
Nottingham Forest is a tough side. Back-to-back Champions League. 1979 and 1980. You don't think they never even born me that time, but they are champions. So for them to come into this season and the target again is to go to Europe and to go to European competition. I've always applauded this man since the beginning of the season because of what he did at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Not because of how he failed at Tottenham Hotspur. We know what Tottenham Hotspur is, but because of what he did at Wolverhampton Wanderers, taking them for the longest season to play the quarterfinals. Because the first season they went to semi-finals, they went to the quarterfinals, and it was in the quarterfinals they lost. They went to the quarterfinals of the Europa League last season. They get playing even the playoffs, starting their season in June and still finishing the season in March or May. Makes it one of the longest seasons they've had in football history. And this man is doing the same thing at Nottingham Forest again. Come in, gradually build your team to challenge the big boys for trophies or for big competition. Not really trophies this time around, but for big competition. So I just feel like he's doing the right job. He's taking the right steps. And against Ipswich Town, he's going to do another one better.
So the next game is Southampton and Wolves. Wolves are if they win this game, probably they will survive this Premier League. But Southampton need to pick up points. They are rock bottom of the Premier League table. But Wolves have a chance to stay in the Premier League next season. But hopefully they are going to stay, because if you look at the point difference between them and the guys, they are looking to avoid relegation. I think they are almost 7 points clear of that encounter. So okay, 6 points. They are 6 points over Ipswich, so both of them are playing today. But for Southampton, they are 9 points and they have conceded 68 goals this Premier League. Probably they will hit 100 before the end of the season.
Hopefully.
It's impossible, but
you know, if Southampton crosses the 12-point margin, I think it's a celebration for them.
I think if they concede,
they can still cross the 12-point margin now.
They can, but
it's just 3 points, one more win.
If they cross the 12-point,
one more win and one more draw.
It's something.
If they play against Ipswich Town and they get a 1-0 win against Ipswich Town, and they play against Leicester City and they play a draw, it's not crosser.
Okay, this game, who wins in this game? Southampton or Wolves?
It's tough.
I'm going to call it a draw.
It's tough, but Southampton in recent games, I've seen them play with so much
There's
fire.
nothing fire. That one I just
see. I like applaud performance. Result.
That one I just see. I keep saying it too. It's fine.
And in their last 4 games, they've performed, but the result is not coming their way.
Doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Losing your last 4 games does not mean anything. What are you performing? We are not even getting 1 point.
Thank you.
The final game of the today's game is Bournemouth and Brentford. If you look at Bournemouth, they are chasing continental football. They are just 5 points or 6 points behind Chelsea in 4th position, so they need to get a win today. But they are playing a Brentford side. They are just 38 points. They are just 12th on the position in the league table. If you look at that game, it's going to be a tough game to call, because both teams are even. Let's say it's not really 50-50, because if you look at Bournemouth, they have over-indexed this season. Even though in the past, in the last couple of games, the last 3 games, they have lost 2. In fact, in the last 5 games, they have lost 3, won 1, and drawn 1. So their form is a little bit shaky. But they need to get 3 points today to at least have a chance to qualify for continental football.
Bournemouth under Eddie Howe, at this point, that's when they were under Eddie Howe, they finished within the top 10. So they are not over-indexed in this season. It's just that they have a better chance of finishing higher up the table.
And that's the beat Chelsea home and away.
Of course, they have a better chance of finishing higher up the table this season, because of how the point separation is not as much as it used to be in times past. And then on the other hand, they also have Brentford, who are sitting, I think, close to 6 points behind them and would want to move up the table as well.
6 points actually. 6
yeah,
points
6
behind
points. Yeah. So It's going to be a close one, but I can't call it. It's too close to call, man.
Yeah, no, so what do you think will happen in this game?
I feel like I'm looking at the Bournemouth side and I'm looking at the best player for the season so far in my own
Emmanuel.
eye, Kluivert.
Okay, yeah.
You get he's created more chances in the Premier League this season, and he's still creating more chances for the Bournemouth side. And their new signing, Evanison, is scoring goals, but not really. He's not really.
Not
The
really
numbers are not
consistent, yes, yeah.
are not up there. He's not really consistent in that regard. But with all the teams coming together, whenever they make a sub, you see the sub coming up to say, okay, fine, I want to play, so that next time I won't be on the bench. So it's just one of those fight. Like I keep saying, if you have quality on the bench that wants to fight for a place in the starting lineup, you always get results when you make a sub.
Okay, let's see what happens in that game. Let's move on to Sunday games. First is Fulham versus Spurs. If you look at these two teams, Spurs are, even though they qualified for the quarterfinal of the Europa League after they beat AZ
Alkmaar, yeah.
in the on Thursday, but when it comes to Premier League, they have not really done well in the Premier League. They have lost games. Even now, their two centre backs are back. Romero is back.
Van der Ven,
Van der
yes.
Ven is back too. Their goalkeeper is back, so their defense is taking shape again. But if you look at this game, do you think that they can pick up points in this Premier League game, or Fulham can surprise them? You know, this is happening. I don't understand sports in the Premier League this season.
You know, talking about sports in the Premier League this season, you have to give a lot of chagrin to Ange Postecoglou. I keep giving him the stick because when you have a team as a manager, your job is your team. Your job is looking at the squad, assessing weakness, assessing strengths, assessing threats and opportunities. And for him and likewise for Don Carlo, they've done a shambolic job in that part of strengthening the team because you saw these players, everybody knows that injury is a constant in the Premier League, especially if you are pushing to go for Europe. A lot of clubs, a lot of these smaller clubs you play, they don't want to spoil one of your players' fitness, maybe give the guy an injury. A lot of those antics have been moved out of the game now due to better regulation, but then it's still there. How do you start a season with just only two? And your backups are not even in. Look at the backup we are talking about. Ben Davies, who is about 30 something years old.
Ben Davies now left back.
I forget about left back in that side. Somebody that played in the same era with one of the managers in the Premier League, in the same team with one of the managers in the Premier League. What are we saying?
So
you need to look at
teammates now.
Be calming down. I'm just saying you need to look at your team, look at where you have weakness, because why their season is going the way it is in the Premier League is because of that long spell without the two centre halves and the goalkeeper. So that's one, and they even had to sign a goalkeeper to close that gap. But for me, these guys are back now. The question is, has anything changed mentality-wise for them? And then secondly, the style of play they use is a weapon fashioned against them, because that high line, they score goals, they concede as well. You can never see them have a clean sheet. They never have a clean sheet.
Okay, so that game, Fulham and Spurs, who wins?
Tottenham Hotspur winning this one. It's a London derby as well. Tottenham Hotspur is coming forward in this one. They have their back line back. They have their midfield set up back. I think Chelsea is not back available. It's not available yet. But they have the Sarr, the Bentancur, the Madison. They are back. These are the key players that start mostly whenever Chelsea is around. He starts around in that midfield. He starts from the flanks. So the front line is back. The midfield three is back. The front line, Son and the other guys, Brandon Johnson, they are back now. We might say Solanke is not back to full fitness yet, but they have most of their players who can start. They have most of their starting players back from injuries. And you've seen that the style of play or the format of play has changed a little. The mentality in the side have changed. They play progressive attacking football. They score multiple goals now. Unlike when these players were out of injuries and we're not seeing them score goals and they lose by a score. You see them lose 1-0 and they don't get any chances created. They don't get any shots on target. They don't get goals for themselves. But now, even if they don't keep a clean sheet, they still score and outscore you. Just score more, no so will outscore you. That's what they've been playing like since the beginning of season. And I feel as these players went on injury, it became a problem for them.
Okay, let's see who wins in that game. Is Fulham is going to play in Spurs by 2:30 tomorrow. Another game that, let's say the biggest game in the Premier League tomorrow is Arsenal will play Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. Chelsea is looking to top four. If Arsenal lose this game, probably they will drag them into this top four debate. It depends on who wins and who did not win. But Chelsea, they need all 3 points, because if you drop any points, the people all the clubs around them will overtake them, so they need to get 3 points. So it's going to be a huge task for Maresca to win at the Emirates, but it's possible. But if you look at this Arsenal side too, they have qualified for the quarterfinals. They play Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, so I think it's good for them. But the Premier League is different. You can score all the goals in Champions League, and you come to the Premier League, you cannot even score goals. And Chelsea will defend well in this game. But if you look at this game, it's going to be the biggest game in the Premier League this week. What do you think will happen in this game?
For me, in this game, I think Arsenal is more under threat because they have a lot more to lose. If you look at the table, a win for Nottingham Forest puts them 1 point behind Arsenal. They could flip Arsenal in the next round of games, which means Nottingham Forest winning this weekend, going into the next weekend, they could flip Arsenal and become second, while Arsenal go down to third, and then we start having a shift in the order in the top four. So I think Arsenal need to go out there and win. I don't know how it's going to happen, right? Maybe they could pull off what they pulled off in the last game in the Champions League, or maybe they could do something else other than that, but they need to win. And then secondly, it's not looking good for Chelsea either, because they're on 49 points and the point difference from them to seventh, let's just say from them to seventh, the point difference is just looking at 3 points. Any win anywhere else in the Premier League and Chelsea failed to win against Arsenal, they are out of that top four. And it's continued to be a dancing game till we get to a team among the top four, from fourth down to seventh. The one that is most consistent will now seal up that position. And what happens is very hard to fight back into the top four. So this game is very important because it's going to set the pace for who finishes second and third, and if Chelsea can hold on to that top four position. But I would much rather a Chelsea loss and a City win to move us up.
Okay, now, so what do you expect to happen in this game? Arsenal hosting Chelsea.
You don't see where they talk. It don't sound like a
Chelsea fans know the original bad belly. So why would I bad belly on my own?
You don't sound like
I don't
IK now. Man City will lose, Arsenal will lose, Liverpool will lose, Chelsea will win. In this one now, the two teams are daring themselves, and the two teams are waiting for each other. They match each other. If you ask me, I'll say the way it is. They match each other blow for blow. You get Chelsea don't have a striker that scores goals. Arsenal don't have a striker that scores goals. The midfield is well balanced. Partey, Caicedo, Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez, Palmer, Odegaard. This is defense, box-to-box creativity. And the three of them have work ethics. We will always rate Odegaard because he's been there, he's a captain, he's been there, and he has the experience to captain the attacking side, the front four. Now, for Chelsea, the leader in the side from the front four is maybe a Cole Palmer.
But Arsenal don't have Saka.
Now, calm down.
I'm not saying it because you can't say they are equal.
They don't have Saka, and one area that has played in that position.
They are weaker.
And Ethan has played in that position and has given numbers.
Has this called flurry of goals like Saka?
How many matches he don't start now?
Bro, now they tell you now that
2 goals.
Without Saka, you can't say that these two teams are equal.
In his first game he started, he had an assist. In the second game, he had a goal and an assist. In the next game, he had a goal. So in every game, he had at least, you see, in every game, in every game he has started this season, he's had a goal involvement. Either a goal scored or an assist made.
Saka scores flurry of goals. He can come in, score 2. He can come in, score 3. He can come in, play. That's what I'm saying. You can't rate the 2 players.
Which 3 not
You can't rate the 2 players, bro. That formation with Saka Odegaard is phenomenal. There's no other combination.
That Saka with the corner.
There's no other. I told you guys.
How many hat-trick he don't get?
I told you guys that you guys are giving Odegaard the hype, right? The man you should be giving the hype is the Saka that gets the goals and scores the goal, because look at productivity without him so far. Arsenal have struggled.
Productivity
yes or no?
Productivity without him so far.
Arsenal have struggled without him.
Productivity without him so far. I say Harvard no day. Martinelli they do like Nepal light. They honor.
Baba, let's go last season. Saka, Harvard. Look at their numbers for last season.
Look at their assist numbers.
No, forget about assists. Look at goals numbers for last season. Then we'll have this conversation.
Then Chelsea is going to be playing. The problem they have a striker problem too. They are playing Neto, Nkunku in that striking position. So
it's not working.
It's not working. Who do you think that they will feel today, tomorrow, Nkunku or Neto again?
I think Gay is back in training. May they try him. if he's fully
The
fit.
young lad from
The guy at the back,
Barcelona.
yes, it's back in training. He's back in training. They should try him if he's fully fit. If he is not, they should look for somebody else and play there. They should even look for maybe a Fofana, Wesley Fofana, and play there. At least just play the ball on the air. He will jump and not. He's tall.
You know
He's a defender.
you know the annoying thing for me in this Chelsea encounter now, right? Chelsea have a fundamental problem of throwing away talent you sign. And I don't know if we will call them a money laundering scheme now, because you can't sign a player, give him a 9-year contract, and then 1 season later he's out of the club, out and maybe somewhere else. Joao Felix would have come good in this period for them. He may not be scoring, but he could be creating an assist. Even though personally I would never sign Joao Felix for any club I manage. But in this encounter now, the only thing you need to do is play Nkunku up front, play Palmer behind him, get the best wingers on the side. I don't know why. I don't know. Is Madeke, if he is fit, he should be starting.
Okay, talking about Chelsea just signed a Sporting Lisbon player.
Yeah.
Giovanni Quinda. Quinda is going to join us from Sporting Lisbon, but he's not going to join this season. He's going to join in summer of 2026. He has signed a 7 or 8 years contract with Chelsea. Chelsea is going to pay 50 million euros for him, but he's 17 years old, but he's going to play one more season with Sporting Lisbon. Then when he turns 18, he's going to move to Chelsea in the summer of 2026. So let's see if it's going to work out for him if he moves to Chelsea. He plays wing backs for
Man,
he plays wing backs for
They're asking Man to sign this guy.
You will continue to scout the player going to go another club.
No, I think probably they are not looking at him, depending, because this guy plays as a wing back for Sporting Lisbon. So it's going to be interesting what Chelsea is going to do with him when he goes to Chelsea, because Chelsea doesn't play wing backs. Probably he's as a winger. He can play as a winger, but he plays as wing back now for Sporting Lisbon. So let's see next season if it's going to happen.
This guy's been scouted.
Talking about
wanted
transfer
by Manchester United.
I know for a long
all
time.
season.
No,
Talking about transfer
the link
policy.
there, it was just because of Ruben Amorim brought him up, not necessarily that Man U actually needed him.
But no,
See,
that's
truth.
not the angle me I'm going to. Forget about the Man U angle. Chelsea, what's your problem? You have 5 goalkeepers signed to the club.
7.
How many of them
wingers.
are even players? You have almost 15.
Wingers.
There is no focus. You guys are confused. You keep signing young players. At the end of the day, how far our market?
Okay,
It's crazy,
well,
man.
let's see what happens. Chelsea are buying young
But
players everywhere.
it's good for Chelsea with the young players.
Well, it depends. If they don't want, they will sell them and
they're
make
building
money.
for the future.
So
How many of them have they sold on profit though?
the last game for the Premier League is Leicester will host Manchester United. If Leicester want to qualify or want to survive this Premier League, they need to get 3 points against Manchester United for the final game on Sunday. That game happened 8 p.m. If you look at that game, Leicester have lost games in the Premier League, back-to-back games, and Manchester United have picked form somehow. They are in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. But in this game, what do you think will happen? Leicester to win or Manchester United to get 3 points?
Leicester has played more than 7 games at home this season without scoring a single goal. So before we say Leicester will come and shock Man United, let's put it out there. And they've played more than 7 games this season without scoring a single goal at home. Not away from home, at home. That is in their home, then they beat them, then they score goals. So before we come and badale Man United that they are doing well or doing this thing, Leicester still get a win. Before I even think of that route, I'll first think of this possible start or this fact that I've stated, and I'll come out and say, with the defense line of Man United this period, only considering from penalties, I think they have everything in their power to go.
I disagree with you 1,000%. Now, Leicester have not scored how many goals in their own game. Granted, bro, let's not come in here and make Leicester out to be that they are, let me say, they are a poor team, they are a poor side. Everybody knows that Leicester is still running in the Premier League on a championship team squad and a championship team quality of players. And that aside, they are doing as best as they can for the points they are in right now. They've had a couple of poor games because they had key guys out. Fatawu that was scoring for fun before he went on his injury was out. Daka that came in to help the side was out. What's the main man? Vardy was off form. You understand me? So let's not look at the table and just call it as it is dispassionately without looking at the nuances behind it. And in this encounter, playing at home, I back Leicester any day over Manchester United.
Now look at it. You just mentioned the players that were out and up for. They've been back for past 3 games.
Fatawu is still out, man.
Fatawu is still out. The other players you called has been back for past 3 games. What has happened to the midfield? What has happened to the attack?
So
They've not scored.
Who wins in this game?
Man United is winning, obviously.
Leicester is winning.
This one. This one a proper. If Nami suppose get the right to Badele Man U now.
You know FIFA Bele Man U because you're a Man U fan. QED.
Okay, Robert Amorim was talking about.
You baptize me to be Man U fan.
Yeah, a Man U fan.
You will baptize me to be a Man U fan, which I will not be.
Should I tell them?
Tell them.
Robert Amorim was talking to the press conference. Mount is back from injury, so Manchester United. I don't know if you are happy or sad, but Mount, he was talking about Mount. He said he was an European champion. He's a really talented player, but like every other player, he's always injured. I don't know why he's injured. Since he moved to Manchester United 2 years ago, he has been injured. I don't think he has played up to 5 or 6 games for Manchester United. He's been off and on. He comes back to injury. He plays 10 minutes and he's back to like 2 months injury, but he's back now. But he said that from now they are going to be managing him, so they're going to give him 5 minutes of play. They're not going to start him probably to the end of the season. They give him 5 minutes and watch him.
The same thing they did with Euro.
Yes, 5 minutes and watch him.
Euro went back too.
So on injury. The thing is under Amorim. The same thing when he came back. When he came back into the side, and
Euro was not managed at all. Euro was not managed because there was a certain run of games. Manchester United needed that guy to come good in those encounters. They risked him and they lost him again to injury. Look at it. You have about 9 players out on injury again. The same type of injuries over and over again. Something has to be done about it.
The same kind of injury. He came back from injury and was managed. He didn't introduce in the last 30 minutes of the game. Until other people went on injury.
The truth about this injury thing is that even if they give you 2 minutes, you can enter 2 minutes and come out.
Collect.
So that's the problem about managing injury. It's sometimes body different. I don't know how it happens. Sometimes you reach a particular age, your body start giving up on you.
But this guy is young. But the problem is, if you, like we said, that this guy did not give himself enough time to recover before coming back, and teams and players need to give themselves that time to recover. Give the guy the time to recover before you bring him back.
John, if the doctor and everybody tells a coach that this guy is fully fit and the player says that I'm fully fit, even if they give him extra 3 weeks, he can come back and pick up injury. This is just football. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. That's why he's saying he's going to give me 5 minutes. So he play 5 minutes and come out. So he will be watching this 5 minutes.
This is the same Manchester United that they pick up injury in training, right?
So let's see what happens with them. Okay, the final game we're going to talk about in the English Premier League, the Carabao Cup finals is happening tomorrow by 5:30, and Liverpool will play Newcastle in that finals. It's going to be the Ancelot's first quest to win a trophy in England. He moved to English Premier League this summer, and he has done well. Hopefully, he's going to win the Premier League. He's out of the Champions League and out of the FA Cup, but they have a chance to win the Carabao Cup. But Newcastle is on their way. Who wins in this encounter tomorrow?
Newcastle, man. Backing Newcastle solidly, no fear, no nothing. Like, yes, as long as we have the Swede, what would I call him now? Isak, I'm looking for a word, the guy that inherited the mantle of Ibrahimovic, yes. That, so long as that guy is starting, and you have the new Sterling on that side talking about Anthony Gordon, I'm good. Why would I worry? They know how to defend. They know how to attack. Issa scores for fun.
Maybe when Eddie Howe will come do something now, come put Callum Wilson.
No, but now hear me, I go get problem.
Newcastle.
This one, then go turn Botlas FC.
Except Isak is injured. It's not even possible.
Have you seen the subs he made recently?
Is this sub or starting?
I said sub. You're in the 60th minute, you're winning 1-0 and you're making a sub with Callum Wilson.
You see, my only...
Why you should be playing on the break? You're putting a sub, you're putting in... I won't fault him, he's a good player. What's his name? The Arsenal prospect. Willock.
Yeah, Willock, yeah.
So you put him in, at least he has the firepower, he has the experience, he has the pace to run ahead. So, but when you're taking out Anthony Gordon for Willock, I have a problem with it. When you're taking out Isak or Isaac for Callum Wilson. I have a problem with that sub. We are taking out a Jolinto for a long staff. Then what are you defending at 1-0? So I just feel like from the beginning of the game, we're going to see a very interesting cup final.
Yes, and let's not forget that
no
Newcastle have been on a generational long trophy drought.
Come on now.
What are we saying, man? We have generation who never saw Alan Shearer play. If you never saw Alan Shearer play, Newcastle have never won any silverware since then. Go check the records.
So let's see what happens in the Carabao Cup finals. It's Liverpool and Newcastle. That game 5:30. So it's like a bridge after the 2:30 game between Arsenal and Chelsea and Spurs and Fulham. They will play the Carabao Cup final. The Manchester United will come back and play 8 p.m. Because they cannot play the finals and a Premier League game at the same time. So that's how it's going to happen in England on Sunday. So it's going to be a huge game happening all around England Saturday and Sunday. So let's sit down and enjoy football this weekend. Okay, before we take course, let's go move out to La Liga, because La Liga is happening this weekend. I'll give you the fixtures and talk about the biggest game that's happening. Yesterday, Las Palmas and Alaves plays a 2-2 draw. For today, Valladolid will play Celta Vigo. Mallorca will play Espanyol. In today's game, Villarreal will play Real Madrid 6:30. That's the game. Villarreal will play Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They beat Atletico on penalties. Apart from that controversy penalty, everybody is still talking about it today. They are going to be going away to Villarreal to see if they can actually win the La Liga this season. Then the final game for today, Girona versus Valencia. Tomorrow, Leganes versus Real Betis. Sevilla versus Atletico Club. Tomorrow's game, Osasuna versus Getafe. Rayo Vallecano versus Real Sociedad. And the biggest game in the La Liga is Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. Okay, let's get your prediction for the first. Real Madrid versus Villarreal. Who wins?
I'm waiting for a shock.
You're waiting for a shock.
That shock will shock you. That shock will shock you.
I am waiting for a shock. See, you guys do not know the history of the yellow submarines. Yellow submarines. You talk about the yellow submarines. You talk about the Santi Cazorla. You talk about a flurry of good football.
Yes, they are not playing the game, but Real Madrid is better now. So you are waiting for a shock.
I'm waiting for a shock. Villarreal draw or win.
That shock will shock you. And for people talking about the penalty incident, there was a handball in that game that wasn't given.
That handball is ball to hand. We have talked about this penalty thing again. Let's not bring that incident.
I'm not talking
about it. I'm just saying, that matter has died. Let's just bury it with that match. Real Madrid has progressed to the quarterfinal. Please, this one now that we are going into, let nobody come out and say the referee is siding Real Madrid, because if you play well, you win.
Who wins in this game?
Real Madrid is for the win.
Then tomorrow's game in the La Liga is Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Remember that the first leg in that Copa del Rey they played like 4-4 draw. Now they are playing the La Liga, and both of them are looking to win the La Liga this season. Barcelona have been scoring lots of goals everywhere. They are the highest. If you look at the top 5 leagues, I think they are top 2 or top 3 highest goal scorers in. When they talk about scoring goals, but they play Atletico Madrid that defense well, even though they conceded 4 in their last game. But who wins in this game, Barcelona or Atletico Madrid?
FCB winning. I want to go back and look at the records for the La Liga this season. That game they played a 4-4. It was an over-indexed game for Atletico Madrid. Because so far this season we've not seen them score as high as 4 against other opponents in the La Liga. That's one. No, that's one. Then secondly, in this encounter against FCB, I'm seeing FCB winning this game with a flurry of goals. We could see an equal high scoring game from both sides, but I'm hoping Villarreal do the job to ensure that Real Madrid stay where they are.
You don't talk which club they support to. You be Barca fan. You be Barca fan in Man City's clothing.
That will concern you. Just as you be Liverpool, Man U,
you be Guardiola fan. I be Atletico Madrid.
West Ham.
I am Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Inter Milan, Atlanta, Liverpool, West Ham. For me, ATM, Ndegu, Bolaji, players of God. They've done so well in this season. I don't think I won't say they've over-indexed. They've done so well this current season that they are just not in the top position because of hard luck. Okay? Yeah, because of hard luck. Because there are some games they could have won
Yes.
that they didn't win.
Okay, let's
So I
see.
just feel like that's why they are still in the top position. But if they win this one, they're going top.
Okay, let's see what happens in that biggest game in the La Liga. Is that Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona after Atletico crash out of the Champions League with that controversial penalty that happened in midweek. They will host Barcelona, high flying Barcelona that Rafinha has been scoring, Yamal has been scoring,
they should just give
Lewandowski
that
has
man a
been
trophy.
scoring. So let's see who wins in that game. Okay, let's go away from and take from La Liga and take phone call before we talk about the MPFL. Number to call is 0706048585. Call us and tell us your prediction for this week's Premier League games, especially the game between Arsenal and Chelsea. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please. Okay, good morning.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you.
What is your prediction?
Okay.
Normally.
The Premier League matches.
Mm.
Yes. So today night.
I'm listening. Yes, continue. Hello?
Pedro, surprise
Okay,
us
hello,
today.
Okay, it's off. Number to call is 0706048585. Call us and tell us the prediction for this weekend's games. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, John. Hello, Nosso.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please.
This is the additional for Transfer.
Okay, what is your contribution or prediction for this weekend's game?
My brother,
Mm.
let Chelsea carry anything with them like come for a minute. Come and meet me. I'm waiting for them.
Okay,
Nothing can delay me to not play them 2-0 back
Mm.
for Emirates.
mm.
I just remember.
I like that.
I'm going to Stamford Bridge. I want to go and destroy that. I can't remember that I played draw there for the first leg.
Yes.
Mm.
You see, this second leg coming to Emirates, I will set the gun over them.
Mm.
Every fans of Chelsea, start them from the high to the
Mm.
because all of them is a bad people.
Yes.
Hey,
Mm.
if you like a good football, he will not try to destroy another club. Tomorrow, I'm waiting for tomorrow to come, my dear.
Mm.
So, for Man City today,
Yes.
nothing can let Man City lose their game. They will win the game.
Okay.
Support them.
Even though West Ham, they can lose their game, they will win their game.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, engineer. I believe. Believe.
All those clubs, they are plan themselves and package themselves very well. So you who are planning to destroy another club, you will see what will happen. And that's why I can see that Man U progress in that Europa. See,
Mm.
so see them where the Chelsea, see how they turn around like a baby saloon share. Even carry all their farm and whatever enter, they see they turn. We God just save them and let them get that goal and go. No while I will see tomorrow and they are Arsenal for life.
Thank you very much. Let's see what happens in that game. Arsenal will host Chelsea at the Emirates. It's always going to be a big game when both of those teams play. Even though Arsenal has a little bit upper hand the past 2 seasons, but Chelsea can still surprise them if they play well at the Emirates. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Name and location, please.
My name is Rudy. I'm calling from Ebonyi State.
Okay, what is your prediction or contribution?
Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a great game. You
Yeah.
know, it is easier for us to beat Real Madrid than to beat Atletico Madrid. I don't know why. Yeah, but I'm not afraid of that game. I know that FCB is going to beat Atletico. We're going to beat them blue black
Okay.
because we have the firing power, we have the midfield, our defense. We are still trying to get that great defense of Puyol and PK in Barcelona in those days.
Yeah.
Mm.
We still need those kind of defense now, but now we are still managing our defense.
But Aruko is doing a good job now.
Okay.
We are going to beat them seriously today. We're going to beat them. We're not going to even look at the fact that Real Madrid knocked them out by
A penalty.
Mm.
we are not going to consider that. We are going to beat them. It's our own turn to knock them
Okay.
black.
All right. Thank you very much.
For Chelsea and Arsenal, I don't know what Chelsea is thinking. If they are thinking that they are going to go to the Emirates to do one thing or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea always know that it is Somebody needs to remind them.
Okay.
Let them expect a blowout.
John Swords.
I saw what you did there.
Okay.
It's going to be a blowout. Arsenal will give them a blowout on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Okay, call us and tell us your prediction for Arsenal and Chelsea. Who wins in that encounter? Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location,
It's a
please.
lie. There's no way Barcelona will beat Atletico Madrid. It's a lie. It's just going to be Barcelona win. It will be a narrow win.
Okay, name and location, please.
Bishop Jare. There's no way. Can't play like that. They are not in that easy with them. How England is blue and black? That is 5-0, 4-0 from a lie. I mean, talk am. Barcelona will win. Don't be surprised. It will be a one-goal match. That is one. And one goal is not a black or blowout. They narrow escape and they have not win. They keep them from day to day. Well, let me talk about Man U Leicester. You know how many times Man U have beaten Leicester? Last one, that's controversial. They have a score with Leicester. And just last, you see that Leicester, they have a score with people with Man U. That anchor is still there. Man U won with an offside because there was no offside in that competition. And now you have beaten them like with Ruben. Sorry, Ruben and all that.
Yes.
So I think they should put up a fight today. I mean, I'm not going to look at their form. It shouldn't play by form.
Yeah.
Like, this is an anchor. I think there are 3 times this now. You should have to try.
Yes.
And the last one, we still have the anchor. The question they lost to not taking time, but onside time. It's accumulated anger. You wear whatever they are going to do with Man U tomorrow. Or at last, maybe whatever one you they will take, they are struggling to survive. Yes, they are struggling to survive, but their own anger. Then Chelsea and what they call
Arsenal.
Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yes.
Arsenal has given up now in the title race. Even if they win, even if they lose, even if they draw, it doesn't matter. The league is off their hands. So whatever comes there, they take. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's
Now that they've given up or they've not given up the title race, they don't want to be dragged into the top 4 competition. The contender
So they are
for
fighting
top 4.
to finish second.
Just finish second because God said is first and second, then top 4. And God said is Liverpool and Arsenal and others in the top 4. So let's leave it at Liverpool and Arsenal because if Arsenal lose this one, it's Liverpool and the top 4.
Let's see. Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Okay, Alex, what is your prediction?
I don't understand you. I don't understand the soccer fans. That is so cool. What do you people mean that soccer? Let me sharp. Let me reserve my comments and you can come and go. Yeah, what I want to say is I had when John said he's calling he even put that to say over index. I mean, so I'm moving at the let me reserve my comment at now. But Barcelona Atletico Madrid. We are going to do a story in the park for Barcelona, or not at all. I know that over the weekend they are supporting, last week they were supporting Atletico to pull out Real Madrid. I can remember how many times Real Madrid have pulled them out of this competition, no matter how I want to, no matter how they want to do it. You understand? But what I want to say is that it's never going to be a story in the park for Barcelona.
Okay.
I think Atletico Madrid is even going to, I think that game is La Liga, La Liga game.
Yes. La Liga game, yes.
It's a league game.
Yes.
And let us also know the fact that Atletico is also in the title race. You understand?
Of course, yes.
So there is never way, there is never fully is going to be a story in the power for Barcelona. In fact, there is not even 3 points for Barcelona in this game. And this is an opportunity for Real Madrid to even go on top of the La Liga. Yeah, that's why I see. And as for this guy that is what that Manchester United were supposed to die.
Yeah, Quenda.
To have. We have Malasia, we have Lucio, we have Mazarawi, we have Dallas. Which you know that Mazarawi and Dallas can play in those wing backs. So I don't really see any need for us. We have a major position that is supposed to be vying for a player to put in that place. I think that is our number 9 and maybe probably wingers is just add more attackers, not even a wing back. I don't even think
The
there is
only
a wing back.
bro,
Yes, that's why I see. I don't think that we need a wing back.
I understand.
More attackers of that Manchester United team than even the wing
I
back.
understand.
More midfielders.
Okay.
Right. That's
I understand. But the only thing
Thank you very much.
I understand, but the only thing
see, I say Arsenal, that is not even going to get 1 point in that game. This is all complete 3 points Arsenal. You
Okay.
understand?
All right.
They are never going to get even 1 point, not Shinbai. Understand?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay.
the only wing back Man United have currently is Dogu. The rest is makeshift. And maybe a Luke Shaw who has played there before. Mazraoui has not played in the wing back position.
That boy, you are even hearing that they converted him to wing back. He was actually a winger, so everybody can be converted to anything.
That's the thing. And then secondly, saying that Manchester United don't need a wing back right now, it don't make sense. Because the guys are there makeshift, and then how many of them are world class standard?
Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in this game. Okay, let's move out to MPFL happening this weekend. Before that, let's take this final call before we talk about MPFL this weekend. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Name
Morning.
navigation, please. Okay, what is your prediction?
Yes, it's you. Arsenal 0.
Okay.
Timber. You will come like the mood tomorrow.
Okay.
They play Europa League final this weekend for you.
Mm-hmm.
At a level. At a level to top me. Look at your. So let's talk of so we know something. We will play ball to catch trophy. Better trophy. I know that's not.
Okay.
I know that's not. I'm not supposed to be talking about how you come to a good club requires carry cup. I'm asking you to lose.
Okay.
Normal bad belle now. No be you again.
All right.
They will lose today.
No be you again.
Okay, thank you very much.
And the one that will get the red card.
Bad belle Godfather, now be your name. Bad belle Godfather.
Okay, thank you very
Original
much.
bad belle.
Moving to Nigeria MPFL yesterday, only one game yesterday. Niger Tornadoes winning against Katsina United 1-0 for today. Rangers International will play Kwara United at the Cathedral by 4 p.m. So let's turn up and support Rangers, even though they probably might not be winning this league. But let's play continental football. If we finish second, we'll play, even though qualifying rounds, but we'll play CAF Champions League Nations. So let's go and support Rangers International. But in that game, what do you think will happen in that game again today? Rangers is playing at home. We are not really done well in the past couple of games, lost, drawn at home. But now, what do you think will happen in this game? Before we do that, let's take this final call before we talk about the MPFL. Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Please turn down volume on your radio set, please. Yes, it's okay. What is your contribution, your prediction? Okay.
You know your song what I sing for you today, Abi.
Okay.
I say nothing they shock me again.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you
I
very
like
much.
the energy. Keep it up. Keep
Okay,
it up.
Nigeria Rangers are playing today against Kwara United. Let's get your prediction for that game. Do you think Rangers can beat Kwara United comfortably at home?
It remains to be
Sing
seen.
that your song again. Sing that your song.
It
It not go shock me if you play a draw. If we lose, I won't be shocked. But I just feel like it's high time we start playing the Rangers way. Attack, 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 get the win. I don't know what the Rangers way is than to win football matches. So we have not won enough football matches this season. So the Rangers way this season is for us to come to the cathedral and win.
Prediction for that game, John.
See,
2-0.
it's not about prediction. The mentality shift is what me I'm about. The mentality has to be we win our games no matter what. Bunny, we quench on that pitch, but we win our game. That's the mentality for me, man.
Okay, let's see what happens in today's game. Rangers will play Kwara United at the Cathedral. That's the only game happening in the MPFL today. Other games are happening tomorrow. So let's go out and support Rangers as much as we. Let's jump that stadium and give them the support. Let's play continental football. I think more continental football that we play against all these teams outside Nigeria. It's better for Rangers International Club. They will grow as a club if you start playing opponents that are probably exposure too. It helps when you travel and play other teams around Africa. I think it helps the players to challenge well in the MPFL. Okay, other fixtures happening tomorrow at the MPFL. Kano Pillars will play Nasarawa United. Academy Warriors will play Rivers United. Aqua United versus Shooting Stars. Abia Warriors versus Bendel Insurance. Bayelsa United versus Lobby Stars. League leaders Remo Star will play Heartland of Owerri. Then Ikorodu City will play host Enyimba. Then on Monday, Sunshine Stars will play Plateau United. That's all the fixtures happening in the MPFL this weekend. Finally, guys, on English team gave his own list for the first English squad. He took over January, but he's been watching everybody watch, so he brought out his own list. Even though a couple of players are missing through injuries, but then Henderson for the goalkeeper, Pickford from Everton, Ramsdale and Trafford are the goalkeepers. He picked 4 goalkeepers for defense: Bond, Cowell, Gehi, James, Tonsa, Lewis Kelly made to the score. Livramento, Kwanzaa, and Walker are from the defense. For midfield is Bellingham, Eze, Jaden Henderson made the squad again. Jones, Palmer, Rice, and Rogers. For the midfielders, for attackers is Bowen, Foden, Gordon, Kane, Rashford made the squad for the first time for how many months now, and Solanke made that final list for the English team. So let's see how Tuchel is going to set. I'm going to be curious how Tuchel is going to set up his players.
I have one question.
If it's going to be a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 or 3 at the back,
or
I don't
a
know.
4-2-3-1.
We want to find out how he's going to set up his team there in the coming international break. Remember, there's no Premier League from after this weekend's Premier. We go to international break throughout this week. Next week is the international break, so we're talking about international break throughout next week of football. But let's see what happens if the way whoever is interested how Tuchel is going to set up his team in this qualifiers that's happening next week. Okay, thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you. Monday we'll come back here and discuss all these things we are talking about in the Premier League. Monday we'll come and talk about it. Thank you for joining us. My name is Godwin, and have a good weekend and enjoy your football weekend too. Bye for now.
Hello Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage.